Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about right now is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and videos and emails. And if you would like to do so, my email's in the description box below. Well, one of you sent me in this proof, and it's crazy how you found it. I don't know how you found it, but you found it, okay? It is the evidence of global warming. Take a look. And if you need any more proof about what's really truly going on, I'll tell you, just look at this, okay? You want to talk about gas? You want to talk about cars? You want to talk about utilities? You want to talk about meat, fish, and eggs and the prices of food at home going up, electricity, eating out, transportation, shelter? You want to talk about that? Well, take a look at this. So here's an email from a community member, and she said, does 45 always have to be right? No, but it's just scary how he is right, you know. She said, it's 46. He just had examined on a nice day. Now they are going to refurbish and redo our bullets so we can have the weapons that we need to protect ourselves now. No, sweetie, they're trying to take those away. Yeah, they're trying to take the ammo away from us, because without ammo there is no Second Amendment. Yeah, unfortunately. So here's an email from a community member, and she sent in some really cute pictures. She said, now that the crazy summer is over, I thought you might like some all-time. Aw, everybody likes some all-time. This was taken in front of the store managed the other day. They come into town all the time. Many even look both ways before crossing the street. How cute. Now, a community member had emailed me, and she said, do you remember all of the fertilizer that suddenly just disappeared off of a train? And I said, oh yeah, I remember that. And she said, have they ever found it? Well, I have an update for you guys, okay? There were some 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate, which is a chemical that is used for both fertilizer and a component in explosives, that went missing as it was shipped by rail from Wyoming to California, prompting 4 separate investigations. A rail car that was loaded with 30 tons of the chemical left Cheyenne, Wyoming on April 12th. The car was found to be empty after it arrived 2 weeks later at a rail stop in the Mojave Desert. Now, ammonium nitrate is commonly used as fertilizer. It's also an ingredient in high explosives and was used in the BOMB that detonated the 1995 attack on the Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City. Now here's the update for you. Union Pacific Railroad said that its investigation into the disappearance of 30 tons of aluminum nitrate from a hopper car in April indicated that the material was lost in transit because of a leak during the trip from Cheyenne, Wyoming to California. And the railroad company now believes that the ammonium nitrate dropped in small pellets over the course of a 800-mile trip. And Union Pacific said in a statement that to the news that it has completed its investigation, and that, as we have previously indicated, all of the available evidence suggests that this was a leak that occurred over the course of transportation from origin to destination. And the railroad and Dyno Nobel, Dyno is D-Y-N-O, both said no criminal activity is suspected and there should be no environmental concerns over the release of the material, with them noting that the fertilizer is designed for ground application and quick soil absorption. Who else is calling BS on this? That's what I thought. Now, this picture that I'm going to put up for you, quite a lot of you have sent this in to me, and I've actually got a video coming out about it right now, and later on. And it's called "The Bugs Have Arrived, Please Read Your Labels." And this is for Tyson, Hillshire Farm, Sarah Lee, Jimmy Dean, Ballpark, Gallo, Pierre, State Fair, Original Philly, and Steak Ease. Okay. So it's for crickets, mealworms, and grasshoppers. Yum. Well, here's an email from a community member. She is a friend of mine that lives out in California. And she, like last year, I had told a lot of you guys that have been with me since last year the story about a community member who was literally dealing with a slumlord. He took a house. Okay, this guy is a real estate lawyer. Okay, so he thought that he found all these loopholes. He's a real estate lawyer. He took a house. He put up a partition wall and said, well, now it's a duplex. You can't do that. And we found this out because she wanted to start her own business, a business that she once had, but she wanted to start it back up again. And it's a cupcake business, okay? Everybody knows I used to call her my cupcake girl, okay? And we were actually in the process of trying to get a recipe together, I guess you could say, for shelf-stable cupcakes for the prepper community, okay? And so she went to the county building, like the tax collector's office, because she wanted to get her business registered at her address. Well, what happened was they looked at her and said, your address doesn't exist. Excuse me, I've been living there for such and such a time. Your address doesn't exist, and this is why. So she came to me and she was frustrated. She didn't know what to do. She's a single mom with a high school age son. And she's like, I just don't know what to do. The house that she was in was literally not falling apart, but there were so many things wrong. And this slumlord, because that's exactly what he is, refused to do anything to fix it up and to help her out. So what she was doing was she was taking pictures of everything and she was sending it all to me. And I was calling this guy out left and right, left and right, left and right. And right before she had sent me the last bit of pictures of the black mold, of the bad plumbing, of the worst of what she was dealing with, this guy decides to put a 3-day eviction notice on her door. So I went and I looked up California law when it comes to renters and this, that, and the other. Now keep in mind, she always paid her rent. She never ever defaulted on any of that, even with the moratoriums and everything else. She never defaulted. And she was paying an insane amount of money for this duplex that wasn't even a duplex. It was a house with a partition wall, literally, okay? So he puts up an eviction notice, and it was because he got pissed because she was calling him out. So I found a loophole, and I said, technically, I can't remember exactly what it was that I said to her or what I found, but because he was not like doing what he was supposed to do, technically she doesn't even have to pay this guy rent. And she actually has the proof, okay? And I had the proof. I had all the pictures, because I knew that if need be, I would actually, speak up for her, like, because she's in California, they could always call me and say, yeah, I actually have the proof too. She sent everything over to me. I have an itemized list. I have this, I have that. I mean, step by step, everything that was going on. I even had conversations that she had with this guy. I had everything written down in email. So he evicts her. And it was really, really bad what she had to endure. Well, she gave me an update, okay? And she said, here's an update for you and everyone in the community that have been on this journey with me. My ex-scumlord and I went to court, and let me tell you, this a-hole not only lied under oath, but presented false evidence. Okay, so this is how dirty this guy is. He thinks because he's a real estate lawyer, he can get away with it. No, no, no. He violated her privacy. He went into her home, took pictures, and took key evidence out of my file. I believe this is a felony as he is an attorney. Where do I ever start? Well, you started with me. You know what I mean? You gave me everything. And I don't know if I still have everything. I'll have to check. But even still, this guy has crossed that line. She said, okay, because she sent me pictures. Okay, she said the first photo is the photo he submitted to court as evidence stating that I left all of these items and he had to donate it, and his fee for doing so is $300. The next photos are those items currently in my new home. He clearly entered my home, took these pictures, then had the balls to lie in court. And his photos did not have any kind of like timestamps on them. She said, my pictures have timestamps on them, showing that I currently have these items in my possession in my new home. I will be countersuing, and hopefully he gets disbarred for unethical practice. I will even bring these items to court to physically show the judge that I am clearly in possession of my own items. She said, I can't wait. Then there is the matter of him taking key evidence out of my file before handing it to the judge. And this is on camera at the courthouse. The evidence was from the assessor's office showing that he had absolutely no permits to turn a single family home into a duplex. Yes. She said, please share this with everyone and let's put this unethical lying attorney on blast. You got it, baby. Okay. So I'm going to show you the pictures, and these are the pictures that he said that he took of things that she left behind in the apartment, and he had to go donate them, and he charged her $300 for doing so. Really? Well, then how does she have these things in her new home, in her possession, right now at this very second? He's a liar. He's a liar. Here's the pictures. So here's an email from a community member, and she said, I'm sharing this information just in case people are not aware about using poison to get rid of rats. Never had a problem with rats until last winter. We have lived here for 18 and a half years, and last year was the first time we ever had a problem. We used GRATSCH because we wanted to make sure the neighborhood cats and dogs and wildlife would not be harmed. I am an animal lover, but rats and mice are different. Ew. I know, exactly. I agree. She said, we managed to get them, and it wasn't a problem again until now. We are going to full force keep them from getting into the house. Last week we heard a water leak under our house. Oh no, you have a water leak under your house? Oh girl, no. She said, so we called our landlady and let her know. Turns out GRATSCH and other poisons make rats thirsty, and they get aggressive and chew through trying to get to the water from the pipes under the house. This house was built in 1956 and not by a professional either. We have a light switch upside down, certain outlet covers upside down, etc. Oh dear Lord. She said the plumbers had to come out into the bedroom floor or the pantry to access the leaks to fix it. The beams under the house are only 8 inches off the ground, so there was no other option. We're going to use regular chaps now. What a lesson we had to learn the hard way. Oh my dear Lord. I would have never ever even thought about that. They get excessively and aggressively thirsty, so they chewed through the pipes. Ooh, scary. And here's an email from a community member. She said, from what I heard, Hillshire Farm is part of the Tyson family. Maybe other brands are listed as well. Okay, you're talking about the bugs in the food. Yeah, I know. It is, Hillshire Farm is a part of Tyson. Yeah. And before I go, have you guys ever used that Chat GPT? Well, I was messing around with it the other night, and I'm like, I just want to see what it says, right? And my husband, he was sitting across from me. I was on his computer, and he's making up different memes and stuff like that using like this Chat GPT thing or whatever, because you can make your own memes with it too. And I asked the question, what crisis is on the horizon for the United States? Right? We always try to prepare, and we're always, talking about these things, and we're always doing this, we're always doing that. So I was just like, why not? Let me see what kind of off the wall answer I'm going to get. So this is what it said. According to a survey conducted by the WEF, all the chief economists surveyed expect weak or very weak growth in 2023 in Europe, while 91% expect weak or very weak growth in the US. This marks a deterioration in recent months. Another crisis that could be on the horizon is a new constitutional crisis that could arise due to the recent Supreme Court decision. The decision underscores the fragility of our systems of government. A new California law that will likely dictate national standards requires out-of-state farmers to provide more space for their pigs if they want to sell their raw pork in the state. The largest state economy in the country, California's law will likely dictate production standards for pork sold across the entire United States. It may ensure more humane treatment for every pig, but it will also raise pork prices for every human. The Supreme Court weighed in recently with a ruling that scrambled the typical ideological alliances. Justice Neil Gorsuch, Clarence Thomas, Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, Amy Coney Barrett voted together to uphold Proposition 12 because the law applied equally to in-state and out-of-state pork producers. And these sorts of non-discriminatory state laws should be upheld since the Congress could pass a law setting a national standard at any point. Justices John Roberts, Samuel Alito, Brett Kavanaugh, and Ketanji Brown Jackson were on the other side, arguing that the court should consider the broad economic effect this law and other like it will have on the commerce between the two states. Yeah, between all the states. So that is something that's interesting. I didn't know. Did you guys know about this California law with the pigs and the pork? I had no clue. So be prepared for higher prices on pork and sausage and, pork ingredients, salami, pepperoni, all that stuff. Yeah. All right. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. Okay. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.